Wilson. The Vols were in the orange tonight, looking for a win, and as are the Clemson Tigers in this ACC SEC battle from Clearwater. Great to have you with us, along with two-time National Player of the Year, Daniel Laurie. I'm Mark Neely. Let's talk about Tennessee for a sec here. Won the first game against Notre Dame. Since then, they've run into a couple of top 10 teams, and reality kind of set in.
Yeah, and this tournament's going to do that to you, right? And I think for them, honestly, there's been some defensive things that they've needed to shore up and have not got to do that. So tonight is a perfect example for them to be able to go out against a strong Clemson team. And we're going to see if they can make that adjustment.
They get another ranked team here tonight. Now let's take a look at tonight's impact player, brought to you by Visit St. Pete Clearwater, and Valerie Cagle, right back in the circle after pitching last night.
Yeah, I mean, she is just so much fun to watch. She's fiery. She throws that ball hard. She's 4 innings pitched yesterday, 70 pitches, 8 strikeouts, only 2 walks, no earned runs at all. She is a lot of fun to watch.
And in the circle, guess who? There's the numbers you were just speaking of as she makes her 4th appearance of the season.
And I expect nothing less than seeing Miss Valerie Cagle out there in the circle.
Let's take a peek at Tennessee lineup for head coach Karen Weekly. Kiki right at the top of the order. Malloy, Butte, Ayala, Davis in the top 4. Only in the 7th spot in this game, and Parsons batting 9th. So we're ready to go. Number 15, Tennessee. Number 12, Clemson. Field 9 of the Eddie Seymour Complex in Clearwater, Florida. Kiki Malloy steps in. First pitch. Check swing, ball up, and we are off and running. With that first pitch already hitting 70 miles per hour from Cagle. Start for Kiki at 375 as a homer and sends that in the air. Deep right center field. It is up and it is gone. Kiki Malloy says, hey, the Lady Vols are here to play tonight. Leads off the game with a long home run to right center.
Mark, I just have every chill in the book right now. Kiki Malloy, leadoff for the Lady Vols, excuse me, but wow, just so much pop, just bringing the swagger. First at bat off Cagle. Wow.
That's a foul ball. A game leadoff homer for Kiki Malloy. Blair Butte, 2 freshmen batting in the 2-hole. Wow, for a team, like we just mentioned, had to face a couple of top 10 teams here the last couple of games in Clearwater, and quite frankly, didn't go all that well. They come out making an early statement tonight. Butte, slow roller. That does go foul.
And I was going to say, too, like, it's never easy facing someone that throws high 60, 70 miles an hour. But one thing I will say about Kiki Malloy is she was at that Team USA tryouts facing all of those pitchers, getting to face Carly Hoover throwing 71 miles an hour. So velo isn't something that phases her by any means. So we're going to have to look for Valerie Cagle today to really continue to keep mixing that off speed like she did yesterday. That was one of her bread and butter pitches.
Wave and a miss, and Cagle able to come back and record a strikeout of Butte for out number 1.
Right fielder number 13, Amanda Ayala.
And this one just whiffs down in the zone right by Butte.
Wave and a miss by Amanda Ayala, the Vols, the right fielder.
And this crowd for Tennessee is just fired up, yelling and screaming in the stands, trying to pump up the team.
And that hits Ayala. And will take her base.
Shortstop number 15, Ivy Davis.
The home run, Kiki Malloy, to begin the game. Two-step Tennessee team has homered off Cagle, which, by the way, is not only the first home run allowed by Valerie Cagle this season. It's the first home run allowed by the entire Clemson staff this season.
Well, I mean, it's part of the game, and it's going to happen. And I think the one thing to understand as a pitcher is, okay, move on, next pitch, right? Like, the last thing you want is to give up a home run and then walk the next hitter. And you saw her give up that home run to Kiki and then strike out Butte in that next at-bat.
Ayala takes off, throw down to second, a one-hopper gathered by Maddie Moore, a late tag applied, and Ayala swipes her first base of the year. Tennessee got run ruled earlier today by Washington. And I assume Karen Weekly, who did shuffle the lineup a little bit here compared to the earlier game today, had a message for her team that, like the one she shared with us on air late in that game, saying, hey, whatever we're doing ain't working. We got to do something different here.
There's that little changeup. It's a good layoff by Ivy Davis, who we saw have a heck of an at-bat, 10-pitch at-bat off Gabby Plain earlier today. She definitely battles, can see a lot of pitches late into the count.
Wave and a miss by Ivy Davis. And that's the second strikeout of the inning for Cagle.
Designated player number 24, McKenna Gibson.
Cagle, last year's ACC Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, second team All-American. Won 28 games with an ERA a little over 1. And, oh yeah, with the bat, she had over 400 and hit 17 bombs. So one of the great two-way players in the game today. McKenna Gibson, the DP in this game for Tennessee. That is going to be picked up in fair territory late. And Cagle had a decision to make, and she waited just a bit too long to really give herself a legit chance to throw out the runner at first. At that point, it's just like, just let it roll. Maybe it goes foul.
Well, and for me, it's how far back Logaleo is, right at third base. Like, the only play that happens here is if Valerie Cagle explodes off the mound to get the ball, or you just attempt to let it go foul. Because there's no way, if Logaleo is going to try to field that she'd have any time to get out Gibson at first base.
And looking at it live and that replay, probably wasn't going to go foul, but at that point, you weren't going to get the runner at first. Gibson. So they're at the corners, 2 outs. Catcher Kelsey Leach. Start for Kelsey at 385 with a couple of runs batted in. Grad transfer from Texas Tech. Cagle strike.
And that pitch right there coming at 58 miles an hour. If she's able to continuously locate that pitch, it's only going to make her other pitches that much better. I think she still needs to keep going to that changeup.
Cagle gets ahead, a ball and 2 strikes on Kelsey Leach. Tennessee now 5-2. Off home run. Kiki Malloy. Tennessee trying to add more here with 2 on, 2 outs. A 2-2 pitch. Waited as long as she could, pulled it foul.
I remember a couple years ago, Mark, before Ralph Weekly retired, and he coached third base. And I remember always, every single game, holding my breath. Because sometimes, like, his players would just absolutely turn on a ball. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, poor Ralph, like, I can't up here in the booth. It was making me nervous watching him. And he always said, hey, I'm fine out here. But I was like, man, you see Karen Weekly way behind the bag there at third base, just because she knows Leach's power and her ability to turn on a pitch.
And that ball can get on you in a hurry in foul territory. Another 2-2. Got her. But the leadoff home run from Kiki Malloy as Tennessee gets 1 in the first. Seen Russ and Clark at the top of the order. Cagle, the pitcher, bats for herself in the 3-hole. Gombarda in the cleanup spot. Jojo Hyatt, the catcher, batting in the 9-hole. Strike from Edmondson. Cagle with 9 RBIs. A couple of home runs.
Edmondson just giving Valerie Cagle a taste of her own medicine there with that off-speed pitch. Quickly gets to 0-2. And Edmondson in the circle is coming from that left side. Little southpaw, gonna snap that curveball away to lefties. Can change speeds. Can go up in the zone a little bit.
A strikeout for Edmondson. But the leadoff play, Parsons getting Russ really set the tone in the inning.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much hot sauce, is there? I have a sensitive palate.
I actually like hot sauce.
How about guacamole?
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore.
Burritos.
Insurance.
Geico.
Stuff. We love stuff, and there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think, I wish I'd bought an even thinner TV. Found a lighter light beer. Or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
It's that time when every game starts to define you.
Curry way downtown.
Make
Bang!
or miss. Coming together or falling apart. Now or not yet. So is it going to be your time or someone else's? It's time to decide. Is it going to be your time or someone else's? It's time to decide.
As we preview the SEC for 2022, let's take a look back last year. Montana Fout's perfect game in Oklahoma City. Mary Half of Arkansas was co-pitcher of the year in the conference. Gainesville hosts the conference tournament in May, and Taylor Pleasance, who's here in Clearwater playing, is now on the U.S. national team. And Tennessee, preseason ranked number 15, picked 4th in the preseason, finished in the SEC at number 4. And Ashley Rogers, who did pitch yesterday a couple of innings, went to a local hospital here where she was checked out for a condition that she was released on. And Tennessee withholding her from playing the rest of this tournament until they can get Tennessee doctors to check on her and then completely clear her to resume play, which we anticipate being a formality, but they'll wait till they get back to Knoxville. So a hit by pitch from Gombarda. Should say of Pooney. Brings up Madison Weber.
A little uncharacteristic for Cagle for sure. First pitch is drilling Pooney right in the shin. There's definitely just a different type of feel and environment in this game, and it's that crowd, and just there's a lot riding on it, it seems like, and I guarantee you those athletes can kind of feel a little bit of a different type of good pressure, not bad, but there's an energy that is so fun to play and perform in, and it's cool to see.
Electric.
Yeah.
Madison Weber hit back to the circle, throw to second. They get the force out there. The pinch runner, Katie Taylor.
Left fielder number 3, Caitlin Parsons.
Now Weber will run the bases with one out.
It's a good heads-up play by Cagle right away. Has to double pump though. Just didn't think that defender was going to be there in time, Piera, but able to get that read out.
Strike one on Caitlin Parsons. Long Beach native from Los Alamitos High School. Now in her senior year. Didn't miss by much. Tanya Cash is our plate umpire in this game. Part of our 4-person umpiring crew. Tanya, who's an outstanding umpire, but I have to get used to her slightly delayed calls on strike 3s, which is just what she does. Everybody has their own little quirks on the field. That's hers. Cagle ahead of Parsons, a ball and 2 strikes. Popped up out to short. Maddie Moore hauls it in. And a little excuse me swing by Parsons.
Center fielder number 9, Kiki.
From the Tigers in the second. Cleanup batter, Marissa Gombarda. First team all-conference last year. Like a number of the players that are in their senior year for Clemson, since this is a program that only got off the ground a few years ago, she played her first 2 years at Furman, and then when Clemson got playing in 2020, she transferred in. And then, of course, COVID ended theirs and everybody else's season early.
Ooh, look out.
Those bleachers pretty full down that left field line. You don't find many open seats at any of the fields here. On a gorgeous Friday evening in Florida. When COVID hit, Gombarda was leading the ACC with 11 home runs. By the way, it's 71 degrees. Absolutely delightful, but not for Gombarda there on that. As she strikes out, that's 2 Ks for Edmondson.
Number 16, Aliyah Lovaleo.
It's a little screwball on the outside part of the plate or a little low rise, one of the two, but Edmondson just kind of really starting to settle in. And I love the fact that this Tennessee team has to learn how to battle a little bit right now without Ashley Rogers, and these pitchers need to settle in and figure it out. And that's really important for the dynamic of a staff, especially moving forward and knowing that you need more than one pitcher to make it deep in the postseason. So really get someone comfortable and confident, and she looks dang good right now.
And she's been outstanding. She's won 3 games already. This is her first season with Tennessee. Grad transfer from Texas Tech, helped lead Texas Tech to their NCAA tournament berth in 2019, which was Tech's first in 7 years. So she's pitched in the NCAA tournament. Got her degree in mechanical engineering in May of last year from Tech. Now she's pursuing her master's in business administration at Tennessee.
Going back to that outside corner, see if I can kind of sneak one a little bit more on a corner instead of up and out. See if you can get Logaleo to chase.
He strokes one into center field. Knocked down by Kiki Malloy. That ball was sinking fast, and Kiki went to her knees and tried to make a sliding grab. And she did a nice job to keep that from skipping past her and going all the way to the fence and becoming an extra base hit.
Yeah, that was just a laser hit right at her.
A base hit for Logaleo. She's aboard with 1 out. Ball on his side to Cami Pereira. Here's another one of the players. She played at Furman her first couple of years. We're transferring in to Clemson in 2020 when the program got off the ground. So last year when they went to the NCAA tournament for the first time, and also played technically in the postseason in their own conference tournament, Pereira hit a couple of home runs against Georgia Tech in the quarterfinals. What turned out to be the first postseason win in program history. That ball's hit well to left. Fielded by Parsons, and they do a remarkable job, the Vols do, to keep that to just 1 base, and the lead runner Logaleo having to stop at second. Nice work by Parsons in left, who remember made that play on the throw to get Russ in the first inning.
Well, and this curveball had a lot of hang time. Like, it just stayed up in the air and then drifted. It's almost like Parsons misread it, or it had really late wiggle at the end. But lucky to keep this in the ballpark and still only have a runner at first and second.
Well, there really doesn't seem to be much breeze. I would assume that maybe it had some weird funky spin coming off the bat and twisted it, angled it into the corner. Head coach Karen Weekly out to talk to her team as Clemson threatening here with 2 on, 1 out in a 1-0 game, with an only run coming on a game leadoff homer from Tennessee center fielder Kiki Malloy. Batter is the Clemson DP, Kaya Keller. Yes, there is a city called Hollywood in Alabama. But you can really impress the people in Birmingham when you tell them you're had a little power surge. We lost electricity for just a moment, but fortunately it popped right back on thanks to our great crew who's ready for all circumstances.
Mark did look like a deer in headlights, if anyone is wondering. That shut off. It was Woo.
Well, my monitor went off, and I wanted to make sure that Danielle's did as well, and that I wasn't being targeted here by some nefarious individual.
I'd rather our monitors turn off than the lights turn off like it did a couple of years ago at this tournament.
You're talking about the stadium lights.
Stadium lights 2 years ago.
Two count, 2 on, 1 out. Kaya Keller takes away, full count.
I like that spot. Edmondson on the outside part of the plate, really trying to just bait these hitters.
It's a big pitch right here. You got Logaleo at second, Pereira at first. 3-2 pitch. Got her. That was probably off the outside edge just a little bit, and enough to get a wave and a miss from Keller for a second out, second strikeout of the inning.
Well, that pitch before this pitch is the one that sets this up, because she gets in Keller's head. Is she going to go back there? Really good location by Edmondson on the outside half.
Ball 1 to first baseman Madison May. Four at bats on the year, so she's 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. High and tight, 2-0. Logaleo and Pereira, the base hits. 3 hits so far for Clemson. Only 1 for Tennessee. Well, that's been the Kiki Malloy home run. Tennessee won their first game here. In fact, they opened up play yesterday. They were the first game. They beat Notre Dame 11-3, then lost to Florida State. Played Washington today and got run ruled in 5 innings. What are you talking about? The number 5 and number 6 teams in the nation that they played the last 2 games. John Rittman's squad beat Texas Tech yesterday in 5 innings. And for the first time since then, that's a 5-pitch walk to May to load the bases with 2 outs.
The catcher, number 23, JoJo Hyatt.
JoJo Hyatt, the catcher, coming up. She helped run rule Texas Tech. And a multi-RBI hit to make it 8-0 in 5, and that was the game. Hannah Jo Hyatt, better known as JoJo. Towards third, that's into left, base hit. Logaleo scores, Pereira to the plate. She gets around the tag, and Clemson takes the lead. Hyatt with another big hit for the Tigers. She drives in 2.
It's a great job by JoJo Hyatt. Sneaks it right past Pooney, 5-6 hole. Stepping up in a bases loaded situation. Ooh, that was close. Clemson 2-1.
2-run single for JoJo Hyatt. She takes second on the throw home. May's gone all the way to third. Tennessee, their infield want to talk about things again here in the second inning. The top of the order coming up. Those Vocal Vols fans love the do.
1 2/3, giving it 4 hits, 2 earned runs. He's had some pretty clutch Ks, but
Edmondson had a 9-pitch first inning. She's thrown 27 so far here in the second. Russ doubled her first time, but was out trying to get back to second base when she took a little too wide of a turn around second. Good play by the left fielder, Caitlin Parsons. At third, May. At second, Hyatt. Aaron Edmondson trying to stem the tide here. That ball was riding right in on Sam Russ. Almost fouled that one behind her. Get around on it. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. Russ lays off. North Carolina State grad transfer, Sam Russ. Got her. So 3 Ks in the inning for Edmondson. The Clemson able to take the lead on the.
Going in as a freshman pitcher and being able to dominate can tend to happen a lot for freshmen because no one has any video on them. And then their sophomore year they go in and can start to get roughed up a little bit more, and then junior year can be completely different. But as pitchers, like, we need to be accountable when we get in as a freshman and know each year we have to evolve. What can we bring to the table that makes us different? Whether we add a new pitch, have different game plans. But that's the only way to be successful in this sport at the top of your game is evolving every opportunity.
It's constantly a game of adjustments, isn't it?
It is. That's why it's one of the hardest sports in the world.
Boutte stays alive, a ball and 2 strikes. True freshman out of Riverside, California. Blair Boutte starting off the Tennessee third. Now Cagle pitching with a lead for the first time tonight. That is a fair ball right out in front of the plate. Hyatt able to pounce on it. Boutte runs pretty well, made it relatively close, even though that ball only went about 2 feet in front of home. They were wetting the field down between games. So I think that's, they must have wet around home plate quite a bit. That ball, it died pretty quickly in front of home plate. Amanda Ayala hit by pitch back in the first inning.
And that's a pitch that Valerie Cagle has really worked on, is just to be able to control that changeup and that drop ball and have good command of those 2 pitches. We know she can climb the ladder and go upstairs.
Whoa! Ayala lost the bat and went back to the screen. Ivy Davis was right there, and that's a strikeout. Getting a little kick out of Chris Balboa, their new hitting coach this year. Like, hey, she didn't hit anybody. It was strike 3 though, 2 outs. Ivy Davis, transfer from Arizona. Good off-speed pitch for Cagle, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Davis 3 years at Arizona, now in year 2 with Tennessee. 16 homers, 47 RBIs last year to lead the team in both categories. A check swing there, and plate umpire says, yeah, that's a hit by pitch.
It does not feel good.
Designated player number 24, McKenna Gibson.
Rich Ripman comes out. I think he's asking the plate umpire, Tanya Cash, to get help from the others to see if this was a foul ball maybe off the bat. Did it hit the knob or not? I'll tell you what, Ivy Davis, if she didn't get hit, she sold it really well because she immediately reacted. The umpires conferred. They say it is a hit by pitch. So a 2-out base runner for the Lady Vols. Davis is on for McKenna Gibson. Gibson, one of the true freshmen in this recruiting class. Karen Weekly. Gibson's high school teammate, Grace Keene, also in this class for Tennessee. McKenna and Grace both went to Saugus High School in California. That's to right field, going to the fence. See if they can get the tying run on. Davis coming around third. She is going to score. Throws going to third base. It kicks into shallow left. Hung up for a moment. Gibson thought about going to the plate and then gets back to the bag. Had that throw been on the money, they had a really good chance to get Gibson, but it was up the line and short out the third baseman Logalea.
What a beautiful piece of hitting by Gibson. Just an absolute laser right past Guambarda, and she has to chase it a little bit. Davis, plenty of time, but I just need a better on-the-money throw to third. If that's on the money, you're going to get Gibson all day. That is her nickname.
Well, her nickname is Pie because she loves strawberry pie.
And I'm just on the edge of my seat if she bakes them herself, or I got to get to the bottom of it. So I'm going to find her and I'm going to ask her.
That's why she's good at what she does. She does a little extra digging. Danielle does, to find out the hard facts on Mackenzie Clark's nickname Pie. Popped up near first in foul territory into the glove of Maddie Weber. So Kegel's going to bat with the bases empty here. Bottom of the third.
Pitcher number 72, Valerie Kegel.
To left field, Parsons trots in towards the line, and in fair territory squeezes that. So that's a couple of quick outs for Aaron Edmondson. You're wondering how, after not a shaky second, but did give up 2 runs that gave up the lead briefly. I mean, there was a lot of traffic out there. She faced 7 batters in that inning, and she's come back and gotten the first 2 here in the third.
And that's that pitch that if she's able to get that pitch for a strike, that screwball on the outside corner, it really kind of opens up all of her other pitches.
That is absolutely launched into the floor tonight, out to left. First of the year for Marissa Guambarda. After hitting 13 a year ago for the Tigers, and Clemson's back in front 3-2. Tell you what, we're not far. We're across the state from Cape Canaveral, but we had a liftoff on that one.
I mean, wow, power, beauty, all of it in one. Right in her wheelhouse. Picture perfect swing. And that had to be like 270 feet, 280.
Leah Logaleo got the rally started in the second with a one-out base hit and would eventually score. Activity in the bullpen.
Nicholas Simpson out there warming up.
Freshman. Two balls and a strike. Off the end of the bat and fouled back by Logaleo. Went back out there again and just got a piece.
Yeah, this is a great battle by Logaleo. Trying to force Edmondson to give her something that she can do some damage with, fouling off pitches that are a little bit out of the zone.
Full count. Tennessee took the early lead when Malloy led off the game with a homer. They were up 1-0. Clemson 2 in the second took the lead. Tennessee tied it with a run in the top of this third, but Clemson's come right back to take the lead again. And Logaleo saying, you can keep working me away, and if it's close, I'm going to get a piece of it. Tennessee by 1. Let's chat with Lady Vols head coach Karen Weekly. Hey, Coach, when we chatted with you right near the end of the Washington game, you told us, hey, I got to tell the team, what we're doing ain't working. We got to do something different. Are they listening to you?
I think we've come out with a lot better energy this game, and we had a whole lot better warm-up, and we're just way more ready to play.
Coach, Edmondson in the circle, what have you been seeing her from the start of this game up until the third?
You know, a couple pitches have been hit well. I think a couple of them are decent pitches. We're facing a really good team, but she's going to battle. Erin's always going to give us a chance to win. She's doing that right now.
We always appreciate the time. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Go Vols.
Karen Weekly, the head coach of the Vols. First season her as the lone coach. Of course, was co-head coach with husband Ralph for the last 20 seasons. We are told that Ralph is working on a book about the SEC. Hopefully we're not giving away any of his intellectual property, but he wants to call it, I got to remember now, Sweet Softball, Sweet Tea, and the I'm messing up.
Wow.
So, yeah, I've already forgotten. But it's a catchy title, and we hope he gets that written in his spare time.
Well, I will be on that list of people to buy and read that book because he has been around the game for so long, so much knowledge of the sport, has coached a lot of amazing women, so I'm sure he has a lot of nuggets that people can learn from.
Basically, if you want to understand, his format's going to be a history of all the teams in the SEC. I think it's softball, Sweet Tea in the SEC, something like that.
I think that rings a bell.
That S alliteration. Tennessee and Zeta Puni Sophomore transfer from OU leading off. She's out in front of that Cagle off-speed pitch.
And that's what makes Valerie Cagle very tough to hit, right? Like that pitch coming in at 59 miles an hour, but it's the way that her body moves. It's so deceptive. You cannot tell at all. Very powerful, explosive, doesn't change.
Strikeout begins the inning. 5 Ks for Cagle so far tonight.
And that's the biggest piece of advice to the younger generation of pitchers that are learning. Like, changeup should be first on your list. We don't need a rise, curve, scrooge like that. We need to be able to change speeds. And your changeup needs to look like your fastball. And if you can get those two working for location, soon we can move on. But Valerie Cagle is a good example of just why she is who she is. 68 to 59, consistent, down in the zone. Great control.
Rolled out to first. A nice hop for Madison May, who steps on the bag, 3 unassisted.
And I always get a kick out of the young pitchers when I used to give lessons, would chat with them, like, all right, what pitches do you throw? I throw like 7. I was like, well, you just turned like 10. What do you mean you just... Can you hit 8 out of 10 spots with every pitch? Because if you can, then we can talk, and I will be your biggest supporter. But
I would imagine if you can throw 3 pitches to anywhere in the 4 or more quadrants, that's all you need.
Ultimate control. You can locate, you will be successful in this game. Velocity helps, but location is number 1. As well as being able to buckle down when there's pressure, right? Like a lot of pitchers in moments where it gets hard, their heart's racing, and that's when they try to be different or bigger than what they are. And you can't change who you are because there's pressure. You need to rely on what got you there and your work. The adrenaline rush is the best part of the game because it allows for you to remember how hard you've worked. And that's why I always put such an emphasis on like making your bullpens, making, you know, able to take a breath and just let it ride.
Let it ride. I love it. I assume you're going to miss that adrenaline rush.
I will. I tried to bottle up every ounce of it at the Olympics and really just felt every feel I could in those moments.
Couple of Ks in the inning for Cagle, who sets the side down in order for the first time. See, Malloy hit the game's 2nd pitch for a home run to right center to give Tennessee an early lead. Clemson came back, took a 1-run lead. Tennessee tied it. Now Clemson has the lead once again thanks to a Marissa Gombarda long home run to left in the 3rd. And here come the Tigers in the home half of the 4th with a 1-run lead.
Right now it's just shot for shot here. We're just taking a blow, throwing punches, and this is one of those fun games to be a part of and just watch it all go down. This is why you play the game, for just atmospheres and moments and feels like you get in one like this.
Up and away to Cami Pereira, who singled to left in her first at bat. Six, 7, and 8 batters coming up here for Clemson. All under the hands, 2-1. Aaron Edmondson, transfer from Texas Tech. Well, did she hit her? No, she's out. Pereira took off for first, saying that the ball hit her. And they're saying instead that that's an out. John Ripner wants to know.
This looks like
Just a foul
ball to me.
Yeah, no, and I'm wondering, I mean, to try to sell something like that, it didn't seem to be even close to being hit by pitch. But she just dropped the bat and took off. Now she starts one to center, but almost right at Kiki Malloy. That ball was sinking in a hurry, and she had to take a couple of steps quickly in to catch that sinking line.
Designated player number 58.
We've seen a little bit of everything in this game. It's just from the really exciting to sometimes just plain peculiar. Well, that's what makes the game so fun. Here's Kai Keller, the DP. Edmonton's 1-0 offering to Keller. Nobody on, 1 out in the Clemson 4th inning. A 1-run game here in Clearwater. That's off the outside edge.
That's one thing that Edmondson has been doing. She really likes to pick apart that outside part of the plate to the righties. You see her throwing that lower back door, and then she'll get her body moving towards first base with that screwball.
Erin Edmondson was asked, what's one of your favorite things to do away from the field? And she said, I am a reality TV enthusiast. My argument is this, you know what the best reality TV is?
Tell me.
Sports. This is reality TV right here.
I do agree with you on that. That and throwing a little Breaking Bad. I'm down with it. And Friday Night Lights. We'll just watch the old school from like 2008, 2009. Tim Riggins.
Got a big pitch, 3-2 now. Kai Keller. She gave it a long look, and it wasn't off the plate by much. And it's ball 4, and Keller has a 1-out walk.
First baseman number 15, Madison May.
Wow, that's a pretty pitch. An outside corner, a little backdoor curve. Leach does such a good job of getting behind that pitch. That could have went either way.
Your attention, please. Running at first base, number 28, Maddie Moore.
Maddie Moore is going to run first base. He is the shortstop in this game for Clemson and flex. But the pitcher, Cagle, hitting. By the Tennessee dugout, strike 1. Madison May's only plate appearance tonight came in the 2nd, and that was a walk. Edmondson out in front, 0-2.
it. Edmondson goes back to that exact pitch that she just got the swing and miss through to see if she could get her to chase again. Wouldn't be surprised if she just kind of nibbles on the outside corner with that screwball again, try to get her to chase.
Couldn't get her to do that. Couldn't get her to chase anyway.
Sound like a pitcher up here, huh? Like I know my stuff. I almost go back there. We've seen her have some success with that, especially on Logaleo late. See if she's able to get May here.
Another full count. This one on Madison May with the pinch runner at first. Fourth full count of this game for Erin Edmondson. Tennessee tomorrow plays UCF on ESPN+. Clemson play twice tomorrow, Northwestern and Wisconsin. That's going to get into the screen. Foul ball. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming to Madison May. And that is ball 4. Back-to-back, one-out walks.
The catcher, number 23,
It's going to bring up the 9th spot for Clemson, but that 9th spot is occupied by JoJo Hyatt, who's had some key hits the last couple of days here in Clearwater, including an RBI base hit, a lone time up tonight in the 2nd inning.
Opportunity here for Hyatt to keep the streak going for herself. And on the flip side, an opportunity for Edmondson to just kind of really buckle down here and just focus on, hey, at this point, we can go to any bag but home. Let's try to roll a ground ball. Let's try to roll a double play.
Pitching coach Megan Rhodes-Smith out to talk to the Tennessee battery. See the numbers for Edmondson at this point. 5 Ks, 3 walks. 5 hits given up.
Please nominate for Clemson at first base, number 5, Ainsley Houston.
Clemson takes the opportunity to go to the bench. Ainsley Houston's going to run at first. Shot foul down the right field side. Look out down there. Yeah.
Cutie. It's a good pitch. That's when she's been getting for a strike on that outside corner. Maybe I'm just having a tough time because the chalk lines are kind of been taken away now.
Or you just like pitchers' pitches. Another close one, but it's a 3-1 count. Got Sam Russ.
Like you said, 2 great teams going at it tonight.
Coach, I've had goosebumps multiple times throughout this game, just the energy and how fun it seems. How has it been for you and your team down there in this tournament?
Oh, the atmosphere is great. You know, this is a wonderful tournament to be a part of. 2 great teams going at it tonight. You know, just a great event and glad to be a part of it.
As are
Awesome.
the two of your players behind you. We will let you go. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the time. Head Coach John Rittman in season 3 of this Clemson program. It's just remarkable what they've been able to accomplish, especially when year 1 was abbreviated because of COVID.
Yeah. No, well, and just for the players in that situation, just be able to kind of have fun behind the coach. We've seen that a lot in softball, right? Like, in order to be successful in this sport, you got to have fun with it, and you have to be able to be light with your teammates, because sometimes that allows for you to take a breath as a team. You don't feel like there's so much tension, so much pressure. And the teams that are able to just kind of play loose and relax and have fun like that are successful for sure.
Well, we get the Malloy-Cagle matchup again here to begin the top of the 5th inning. Kiki hit the home run on the second pitch of the game to give Tennessee an early lead. Then Kiki laid down a bunt in the second. Last time up, Cagle fielded and threw her out. That ball hit her in the foot. That's a foul ball. She was going to run just in case the plate umpire didn't pick up on that, but Tanya Cash was right on it.
If you're Kiki Malloy, especially right now, you know you ain't getting nothing good. Solo home run in the first, so especially with a 1-2 count. It's that off speed that is so good. And I tell you again, it's the way that her body generates that power that really fools you as a hitter. It's very hard to keep your weight back.
So that's 7 strikeouts for Valerie Cagle, and 1 out. Larry Boutte. Number 12 Clemson, number 15 Tennessee in this matchup. There's a strike, 0-2. There with a strikeout and a little roller out in front of the plate. Last time up when she was thrown out. Pop behind second, and that's going to drop. Nice effort by Clark. A headlong diving attempt, and then she was able, with her glove, to knock that ball forward and keep it from skipping past her and becoming an extra base hit. So Boutte with a base hit, that's a single with 1 out, and she represents the tying run. Tying run on base for Amanda Ayala.
It's like just a defensive swing there, 56 miles an hour. Almost made it look like it was 100 based on that swing and just the differences in speed.
So does that mean if you're Val Cagle, you go right back out there?
Well, it means the advantage is definitely towards you when you're getting those defensive swings, but she does. She goes right back. And listen, Ayala is a seasoned vet. She's a 5th year, needs to remember that. And struggled a little bit earlier in today's game against Washington with a couple errors in the outfield, but at the end of the day, clean slate, every game is a new opportunity, and especially with her being that senior leader, take a breath and try to step up for your team.
Ooh. Close one. Goes the way of Ayala. 2 balls and a strike.
This changeup on the inside part of the plate. Oh, gosh. You know I want that pitch. Mark, you know that. But the umpire has been consistent all night long.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, and no chance. Boutte easily swiping that bag. And there's the tying run at second now for Tennessee with 1 out.
Now, if I'm Valerie Cagle, especially on that last swing by Ayala with that 70-mile-an-hour drop ball down in the zone, I try to paint that exact same corner, because if you keep the ball down, that you're keeping it in the ballpark. And that's really with a runner on second base. If you elevate that ball at all, it can have a chance to get out. But if you can keep throwing that drop ball like she does and just peel it off, that 12-6 spin, I mean, you can use her defense here to get that big strikeout.
68 pitches from Cagle. 20 have been swing and misses. I think Ayala had a pretty good idea that Cagle was going to go back out there, and now it's a full count.
And now if I'm thinking as the hitter, I'm like, all right, she got me with the 70-mile-an-hour drop ball. Now she just went changeup. We got a 3-2 count. I'm predicting she's going down and away with something hard.
Maybe caught a little more of the plate than Cagle wanted, but fouled off.
But a pitch like that, right? Like, now that opens up not only for you to throw your changeup again, but it can open up something maybe a little bit more upspin on the inside part of the plate, because you have Ayala looking and body over the plate a little bit, thinking, okay, she's really hammered away. I think you could sneak one up and in on her, and it could freeze her.
Big spot here for Cagle. Ayala, especially Tennessee, they're the team that's down right now, but they have the tying run at second. One out, 3-2 pitch, and she runs it in and strikes her out.
And that is strategic pitching, folks. Wow, just hammered, peppered the outside part of the zone, and then drops this off 69 miles an hour. Get out of here, Cagle. This shouldn't be allowed. I mean, it's so good. That's very hard to hit. She's spotting all parts of the zone.
Got to face Ivy Davis now. And a tying run at second, Butte, and 2 outs. Top of the 5th here in Clearwater. That squirts away from Hyatt, and that allows Butte to advance to third. Pass ball is the official ruling.
And that just kind of handcuffed Hyatt a little bit, almost like she was tripped up a little bit behind the plate on what was coming her way.
Nice hack by Davis, just a little behind it. She's in the hole 1 and 2. She hit a ball about 300 feet sideways. She turned on that one so much.
I haven't seen Valerie Cagle go and have to climb the ladder like she has in the past. She has stayed down in the zone at a 1-2 count right now. To keep something below the catcher's shins. And that's her off speed, just added a little bit of velo on it. I mean, she cruises at about 58 miles an hour, but the last 2 off-speed pitches have come in at 60 miles an hour. And if I'm Davis right now, I'm predicting she's going to go with that drop ball, especially her striking out Ayala on that last pitch.
That's a fair ball. It's picked up. Cagle makes a great defensive play and keeps the game tied. If she doesn't make that play, Butte scores from third, and this is a tie ball game. But Cagle not only pitching, but fielding her position extremely well.
And sometimes you have to have your own back as a pitcher. We have the swinging bunt, folks. Cagle stepping up to get the big time out.
Earlier today to Florida State, so Texas 2 losses today.
A little speechless. Just gonna throw that out there.
Cross pops it up right side. Herrera calls off May. It turned to a little bit more of an adventure for Cammie than I think she was planning on, but she hung on to the ball.
Fielder number 7, Mackenzie Clark.
Jay just didn't know where the bag was there.
Yeah, pardon me. Get him right there, Larry Boutte.
She'd be mad when we're playing this, but loved her call. Just hey, you gotta have fun with it.
That ball's hit to right and deep in the corner, and it's off the fence. Heading for third. Mackenzie Clark, a stand-up triple.
The pitcher number 72, Valerie Cagle.
I'll tell you what, Mackenzie Clark, she kicked it up to a high gear pretty quickly. She didn't, she wasn't like styling it, thinking that ball was going to get out. She came out of the box flying and makes it all the way to 30 easily.
And this was so close. And they teach you that, right? Like when you hit an absolute laser, you want to go out like you're sprinting. It's not, oh, I hit that, that's definitely going. I'm going to start jogging up first, because she's got too much speed to do that. And definitely thought for a second that might have been out of here, but stand-up triple for Clark.
Clemson tonight 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position and a chance for Cagle, as they say, to help herself. Trying to add to the 1-run lead for the Tigers. Nothing at 2 on Val.
The cheering squad is out. The dancing crew is ready to rock.
Cagle with the bat is struck out and fly to left. Got her to chase. Got to throw to first to complete the strikeout because that hit the dirt. And they do so. 2 outs.
Right fielder number 25, Marissa Dumbaga.
Seven Innings is the weekly softball podcast that chronicles the road to the Women's College World Series. Our ESPN personalities cover the sport, make it shine. 7 Innings entertains you all the way to Oklahoma City. You can listen now on ESPN's app, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. You'll get Danielle Laurie on an upcoming episode here very shortly.
I'm hoping to be. I did just find out when they're recording, and Mom over here has preschool pickups, so it might interfere a little, but Mom first, right?
Yes,
yes,
no doubt.
Can't leave my 5-year-old at preschool.
That would be highly traumatic. Something we do not want to put her through. Audrey, I don't think could handle that. 2 balls and a strike. Edmondson being careful to Gombarda, who hit a moonshot out to left in her last at bat 2 innings ago. This one she hits to right off the end of the bat. It's fading, but coming in to make the catch is Ayala. Edmondson gave up the 1-out triple to Clark, but she's stranded. It remains 3-2 Tigers. 2 top 15 teams as you compare the lines through 5 innings. The Tennessee starter Aaron Edmondson and Valerie Cagle.
Yes, both of them have been a lot of fun to watch today. Some fun pressure-filled situations where their pitchers have been able to step up and execute some pretty big pitches. I mean, the biggest difference that I see is just a little bit of a higher pitch count for Edmondson than Cagle, but
Number 24.
No walks for Cagle, 8 strikeouts. Tennessee comes up in the top of the 6th. 3-2 Clemson. 5, 6, and 7 hitters up in Tennessee. That means the DP leads off McKenna Gibson, who's had a really good night off Cagle. Infield hit in first, an RBI triple in third.
And that's a pitch you're not going to do anything with that. That's 69 down in the zone, painting the bottom half of the zone. But there she goes, just pumping it in for a strike on the next one. I mean, a quick 0-2 for Cagle, working the 6th.
Bat found the ball there. It stays at 0-2. Gibson, then Leach. Mooney due up third. After Cagle just painted the zone with the first couple of pitches, Gibson's had a couple of decent swings to foul him off, but still 0-2. That's out to the right side of the infield, and a sliding catch by Pereira. Well, that was certainly, at least from my viewpoint, the best pitch that Gibson got to hit in that sequence. Just a little behind it, didn't do a lot with it. Cagle retires Gibson for the first time tonight. Here's the catcher, Kelsey Leach. Outside corner, strike one. Lady Ball's catcher, a strikeout and a comebacker to Cagle, 0-2. That's a strike. That ball looked like it was really going to run inside, and it kind of tailed back and stayed on that inside corner. That was a good pitch.
And just the way that Valerie Cagle's body on that pitch is going towards the opposite batter's box, but she's able to spin that, drop it inside.
Then busts her in and hits her. A 1-2 pitch. Hits Leach. Puts the potential tying run on base.
Hey, I guess if I were to say anything, I'd rather take a 60-mile-an-hour pitch, which that one came up on the radar, in comparison to 71. So, but it still stings. I'm surprised they have not made like specialty batting gloves that just have this like, that allows you to still move your fingers and be able to get good grips on the bat, but if you were to get hit, like, there's so many bones in your hands.
Fox is going to pinch run on first base for Tennessee. I think they do make them where the top of the hand does have some padding.
Yeah. Just for like the knuckles.
Ball one. Zeta Pooney. Zeta was hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance in the second, and then fanned in the fourth. Tennessee threatened in the 5th, had the tying run at 3rd. With 1 out. Butte could not chase her in. Now they have the tying run at 1st with 1 out an inning later. That ball bounced. Hyatt got a piece of it, but it kicks to her right. And a wild pitch advances Leach to 2nd. So there's the tying run at scoring position.
If I'm Pooney right now, I'm just taking a second. I got a 3-0 count. I'm going to try to make Cagle, which was not anywhere close on those last 3 pitches, bring me something I can hit. And this is a 2-0 count, and she's just bouncing it. Tough as a catcher, right? Like, that's 70 miles an hour down. That's hard, but check out innings last year with only 9 hit by pitches in the 200-plus innings pitched, and she's already at 17 innings pitched this year with 5. I mean, it happens. You hit people, but a little uncharacteristic for her based on the stats of last year.
Got 4 hit by pitches tonight.
And there's elevated pressure. It's a different feel. And sometimes pitchers react differently when there's a little bit more on the line. Green light.
Yeah, green light at 3-0. Pooney took a rip.
Lights by Pooney. It's a tough pitch to lay off of, just at the top of the zone. I think a little bit up.
First baseman number 58, Madison Rubber.
So now the tying and go-ahead runs on base.
Sometimes I wish Valerie Cagle showed a little bit more emotion. I want to know what's going on in there. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know, and I get it. A lot of pitchers like to have that poker face. They don't want to show emotion. But I think sometimes she definitely looks tired, but it's hot and we're in Florida playing. But I think sometimes the beauty and emotion is not a bad thing as a pitcher, because it can show your teammates where you're at. If you're fired up, and then that gets everyone around you fired up. And I just remember some of my most fun memories in the circle were really like showing that good attitude, that swagger, walking around and just owning it. And she's always very calm, cool, and collected, and not against that at all. But sometimes I'd like to see, especially with this pressure inning here, just fire herself up a little bit.
Well, not knowing Valerie well enough, you have to have that naturally in your personality. It's got to be authentic, though.
You're right.
You just can't force it.
Yep. They do say fake it till you make it, but I get it. You can tell, like, her pitches, right? Like, that's an 0-0 pitch. She's going rise up in the zone. I don't think that's a rise. I think she's missing a little bit. And our pitching coach comes out and kind of gives her a second.
2 on, 1 out in this 1-run game. It's the outside corner, 1-1. Madison reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out, 0 for 2. And it's the outside corner as well, 1-2.
She's been able to get that off-speed back dialed in, get control over that, and throw that pitch for a strike.
Weber takes a hack and misses, and a strikeout for out number 2. 9 Ks for Keg, who hasn't walked anybody. Granted, she has hit 4, but she's not walked a batter tonight. Except Pooney, who she just walked the previous hit.
I mean, this pitch ain't happening. You ain't touching this one. We have to be better in that moment to lay off it, because you can't hit that rise away, especially when it's really tailing away from you. Have to try to just have a better quality at bat.
Number 7, Ashley Morgan.
Ashley Morgan has got a bat here for Parsons. Cagle pours in, strike one.
And that's the hammer pitch, huh? Yeah, it's got a little wiggle at the end, but we're talking that's missing dead center. You're not going to get any better of a pitch than that.
Morgan hits it slowly to first, right near the bag. Hayes steps on as Clemson bats in the bottom of the 6th. First one fouled back into the screen. Leah Logaleo leading off with a single and a run scored tonight.
I think an important inning here. Bottom half for Clemson. If they're able to get one more run, just a little bit of insurance heading into that top of the 7th inning where you can kind of take that breath. You never score enough runs in my mind when you're a pitcher. You're like, come on, guys, keep going. Give me one more.
Tennessee will have the top of the order up when we go to the 7th. Will it be a one-run game, or will Clemson be able to add on? And the top of the order means that Kiki Malloy is going to lead off when we get to the next inning. Erin Edmondson matching up against Cagle tonight. She's kept her team in the game. Pitched well. Only hit she's allowed since the Gombarda go-ahead home run. It was Mackenzie Clark's triple. One out in the 5th. And Clark left on base there. Tennessee lost to Washington earlier today. Got run ruled. One game for Tennessee tomorrow. They play early, 10:30 a.m. on ESPN Plus against UCF. Strikeout, Logaleo, one gone.
That's back-to-back strikeouts for Logaleo on that exact same pitch. Low screwball on the outside part of the plate. Wasn't able to make an adjustment in her 3rd at bat to lay off this pitch. And that's a tough pitch to do something with. Susceptible to the out for sure.
That hit the hand of Herrera. Drops the bat and goes to first. That was close to hitting the knob as well. I think that's what Karen Weekly wants to know.
I feel like we've seen a ton of hit by pitches.
That we have.
That is the 5th one of the game. Cagle already having 4 of them, and then Edmondson just hitting Piera.
Hit by pitch, Guerrero with 1 out. Moore is struck out and walked. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Runner takes off, pitch is popped up. Guerrera's got to hustle back to first. He makes the catch. Hey, let's check the upcoming games with our schedule update brought to you by Wilson. tomorrow there are a total of a dozen games. Here's 4 of them, beginning at 10 a.m. ESPNU, UCLA, Auburn. These are all ranked matchups, as you see. 11 a.m. on ACC Network, Clemson, Northwestern. That's the next opponent for the Tigers. They will also play Wisconsin later on Saturday. So 2 games tomorrow for Clemson. Northwestern and Wisconsin. They get a couple of Big Ten teams. And Tennessee with 1 playing UCF. 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning on ESPN+. And there's another hit by pitch. I don't think there's any doubt about that one. You could hear it hit Addison May, who walked twice and now is on base for a 3rd time without an official at bat.
6 is a lot. 6 in a game is a tad too many hit by pitches. Just riding the curveball. And listen, there was nothing that she was going to be able to do because her swing path was already taking her towards the ball. So it's not like she could have enough time to be able to try to get out of the way of that.
So Clemson 2 on, 2 outs. The Tigers up 1 and a 9 spot up. JoJo Hyatt with a 2-run single back in the 2nd. It took Clemson from 1 down to 1 up. Tigers 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. Pair of hit by pitches to put the runners on base. Pereira and May for the Tigers. Back towards the circle. Edmondson throws her out. And Clemson strands a pair. Last chance for the Lady Vols. They have the top of the order coming up. 7th with the top of the order up. That means Kiki Malloy will lead off, and 2 pitches into the game of Valerie Cagle. She did this.
Hammered that to right center. I'm digging the energy.
Her 2nd home run of the season. She leads off. 3-2 Clemson, top of the 7th. Since the home run from Malloy to begin the game, Malloy's been thrown out bunting and struck out the next 2 times up against Val Cagle. 2-0.
And for Valerie Cagle, I mean, you know that Kiki Malloy had a home run off you, her first at bat off you. You know that this is a 1-run game. She's almost at the 100 pitch mark. We're just a little bit more careful and precise with what we're throwing to Kiki Malloy.
She had a rip, and it was just a fraction behind it and sent a missile down the right field line.
I really hope that the folks in the stands are constantly paying attention, especially with just little kids, you know. Man, you always got to have eyes on the ball. Always.
Of course, it looks like everybody's okay down there. Right at 100 pitches for Cagle.
Good lights. Tough pitch to lay off. It's a great pitch by Cagle, 68 on the outside part of the plate. I think if anything, it was a hair down.
So now it's 3-1. Malloy at the plate representing the tying run. Big 3-1 pitch from Valerie Cagle. That's hit towards right center field. That ball's deep. That ball's gone, and Malloy has done it again. And we're tied at 3.
Second baseman, number 12, Lara Brazil.
You can almost kind of feel that coming.
Gosh, I can't. my goosebumps won't go away on my arms. Unbelievable. And listen, Valerie Cagle, you kind of set yourself up for it. You fell behind in the count. And if you're going to bring her something sweet, she's already seen you. There's her pops, Laura Malloy. And I think I get these goosebumps when you see the parents get up and the excitement and just, you know how bad parents live and die with their kids and their swings and their pitches. And it's just their special iconic moments like that you don't forget. And, you know, I know the family, a couple Huskies. Special moment, though. Clearly she's a stud in that leadoff spot, brings the energy. And right now, Valerie Cagle's job is to just keep this a 3-3 ball game and try to get back in the dugout for the bottom of the 7th.
Cagle's able to come back, get ahead in the count, 1-2. You know, I know it was just a foul ball, but Malloy hit that previous pitch so hard and just missed it. I thought if she gets a similar pitch, she seems pretty locked in. I don't think she'll miss it. She didn't. And we are tied up here in the top of the 7th. "13 homers last year, her sophomore year for Kiki. And that is strike 3. Ute. Now 1 for 4, 1 out.
Right fielder number 13, Amanda Ayala.
Ayala 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Now we know we'll have a bottom of the 7th inning. It will be Clemson, though, that has the top of the order up when we get to the bottom of the 7th. Tapped up the first base line, scoops, and the tag is made by Madison May to get Ayala through unassisted.
Shortstop number 15, Ivy Davis.
Two down for the Lady Vols shortstop. Here's Ivy Davis.
Davis has had some good at-bats today. We saw in the Washington game against Gabby Plain, just have solid at-bats, has a couple home runs on the season, can definitely get a hold of something.
Some SEC, ACC matchup here tonight. Back to the circle, Cagle fields, throws her out, but Kiki Malloy, her second home run of the game, will tie this one up.
A little bit of energy going into the bottom of the 7th. Wow, Kiki Malloy with her second home run ties up this ball game.
Tennessee has stranded 7 on base. Clemson has left 6. Each team really missed some opportunities, especially after Clemson took the 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 3rd after that point. Edmondson has gone the distance. In the circle for Tennessee's ahead in the count 0-2.
I like the cheer squad for Clemson. Still bringing the energy here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trying to kind of light a little fire here for Russ.
guess the stat that bears out what I was just talking about, runners in scoring position. Tennessee tonight 1 for 8. Clemson 1 for 7.
Sometimes that's what elite pitching will do. Will shut those opportunities down.
Russ started, and she does. That's
it's the late call.
It is. It's the late call. It got me again. Strike 3, 8K for Edmondson, and Russ, who just missed extra bases early in that sequence, strikes out.
And look at the way Edmondson's body. So this is a screwball, the way she's falling off the line, and this is just an absolute freeze on Russ on the inside.
High but foul down the left field side. It had home run distance. So Mackenzie Clark pulled it about 20, 25 feet foul. She tripled in her last at bat, tripled to right with 1 out in the 5th. And Clemson couldn't get her home. That run plays out very big at this point, that potential run. Oh, and 2.
I'm almost kind of getting this vibe that she's turned into a little bit of a different pitcher. A little bit of a different swagger here after that run was scored last inning. Just hitting crisp, clean spots, painting corners.
Now both starting pitchers still in there, both north of 100 pitches. In fact, for Edmondson, she's now at 113. Always 2 home runs, the reason this game has continued. Got her to chase. 2 outs.
Pitcher number 72, Valerie
Well,
Cagle.
that's going to bring up Valerie Cagle.
Yet again, just owning that outside part of the plate. There's that screwball that Clemson is definitely, those righties have been struggling with the outer half.
Cagle takes a hack and shoot her right off the end of the bat.
And this is an opportunity here for Cagle. I mean, she's struggled a little bit. She's had a couple strikeouts. But this is when you have to remember, hey, this is why I'm a hitting pitcher. I can step into the batter's box right now and kind of help myself out.
Besides the 2 strikeouts, Cagle has flied to left, 0 for 3. Comparison, and as the game has gone on, Edmondson's numbers have kind of come to where Cagle's were. These are pretty similar numbers.
Yeah, I would say almost like Edmondson just got this extra pep in her step when Kiki Malloy hit that second home run, and I don't blame her. Kiki Malloy fired me up here in the booth, and I mean, that really gets you going as a pitcher. It's almost like you get this second wind of like, all right, I've thrown 100+ pitches, but let's go. You're working for me. You're getting me a run. And that was awesome.
So as we go into extra innings, Ivy Davis, who made the last out in the last inning for Tennessee, starts at second base. That's how we begin extra innings. A runner at second.
I'm fully getting the international feel here. This is what we had to do in the Olympics. You put that runner on second base when you go into extra innings. And this is kind of one of those situations where it's like your job as a hitter, you got to get that runner to third. And however you do that, whether you're dropping that bunt, you're going to hit the ball to the right side, that is your one job. You cannot strike out.
McKenna Gibson does have a bunt hit today. She rips one to left, but caught. Sam Russ races to her right and makes the catch. Boy, when that left the bat, that looked like it was ticketed to the left field corner.
I mean, I don't think she could have hit that any harder. Just absolutely turns on this pitch straight to Russ. Heads up little play out there and left.
Here's Kelsey Leach. Blocked by JoJo Hyatt. Look, McCubbin has been up and loosening in the Clemson bullpen. Leach 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. There's McCubbin. That's high. Inside corner strike.
That's a good pitch to lay off for Gibson. That has jam job written all over it. Great low and in spot.
Bounced up there. Skips into the mid of Hyatt. We are in extra innings in Clearwater, tied at 3. All 4. And it's 2 on 1 out for Tennessee. Zeta Pooney, the scheduled hitter.
I mean, I guess up, Mark, but ooh,
Little up, yeah.
I guess. I'm going with I guess. That means I'm like 80% sure that should have been a strike. That was, whew.
Always want those close ones. Strike 1 to Pooney. Been on base twice with that hit by pitch in the second and a walk in the 6th. Well, the reaction by the catcher Hyatt after they got that one past Pooney.
And runners in scoring position tonight for both these teams. I think that just goes to show these pitchers have been really dominant in pressure-filled moments and have been able to kind of step up.
Cagle comes back and strikes out Pooney. 2 outs.
This is just straight Ched, all right? This is by you, outside part of the plate, down in the zone. Big old whiff. Pretty late on it.
Up high to Madison Weber. 0 for 3 tonight against Cagle. Fielder's choice, ground out and a strikeout. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, tied at 3 in extra innings in the 8th. That's a little roller to first. The race to the bag is won by Madison May. That line drive hit by Gibson. The Russ turned out to be the big play of that inning, and it's still 3-3. Absolute moonshot out to left back in the 3rd that at that point made it a 3-2 game. It stayed that way until Malloy hit her second homer of the game leading off the 7th for Tennessee to tie it, and that's why we're in extras.
And I feel like in this international rule, which it's technically not international, but I've only really ever known it as that with playing with the national teams that you always expect that person to drop the bunt. And now with her hitting that home run, her last at bat, it's like, oh, Coach Rittman, you sure you want me to bunt? I got that solo shot that kind of put us ahead. So it's always interesting to see when they come up and just have those swings, big old swings.
Stunned if she bunts. So here's ball one.
But it's like the ABCs of the game, right?
It is.
In order for this type of thing to function, you need to get that runner over there so you give that next hitter the opportunity to get a sac fly so they can score that run and you can win on that. A double will work too.
Oh, now they're going to walk her.
I think that's smart. It puts a force at any base, and you can potentially roll that double play as well.
And I guess you see the other part of the equation. While Coach Rittman wasn't going to bunt with his power hitter, he's like, hey, are they really going to pitch to her if she's swinging away anyway? I guess the answer to that is a resounding no, as they put her on to put runners at first and second. The reason you walk on Barta is because she's capable of what she did in the third inning.
Oof. Hammers this baby. Probably 270, I would say.
Logaleo is going to be the batter. So now, Logaleo, who's 1 for 3, struck out her last 2 times against Edmondson. This certainly seems to be a much more higher likelihood to see that bunt.
Yeah, I mean, you got no outs on the board, so whatever you plan on doing to advance that runner, I mean, we can't always bank on the double or the base hit that's going to go way out there. So it's like, I would prefer to just take the easy route, drop that bunt, advance. Especially with, I mean, you take a look now, you got first and third, you're still way back. You even said she bunt for a base hit.
No sign of bunting on that first pitch to Logaleo. And really no sign defensively. The third, Pune's about even with the bag. Pune is, Weber maybe a half step in front of the base at first. Foul back. Shannon is a pinch runner. And Bart is at first. 3-3 in the 8th.
At this point, as a defender and as Edmondson, I'm looking to try to roll a double play. I'm looking at the speed of Guimbardo at first, which it's not a ton. And I'm looking at the fact that this is a right-handed hitter, and if I can roll something to my shortstop or my second baseman, I can try to just roll a little double play.
Instead, she gets the strikeout.
And that worked. Hey, double play's still there.
Yes, it is.
Double play's still there. Big time strikeout for Edmondson in that moment.
10 Ks for Aaron Edmondson.
Just painting the outside corner, a little backdoor curve, elevated a little bit, but just by you.
Herrera gets a decent hack, but fouls it back to the screen. Cammie Singleton scored in the second. Reached on the 6th when she was hit by pitch by Edmondson. We get to the 9th. We got the 9, 1, and 2 part of the order for Tennessee to bat. 0-2.
It's almost like Clemson's going out of their comfort zone with these big old hacks and not really staying true to what their game plan is. And we don't want to elevate the way we play just because there's pressure in the situation. We need to stay true to what our plan of attack is when we get in the box.
Edmondson right back ahead in the count Cami Pereira. Really nice block. That's a huge play by Leach. If that gets past, and the runners advance, and it's a whole different situation. Keeping it away from Pereira, who's going out after that. Some of the pitches are up for sure. Fouling them off.
Just feel like it's just you and me in the postseason, Mark. Just like
Yeah.
good old days, you know? We're just standing up, we're feeling the energy.
That is into shallow left. Shortstop Davis makes the catch. 2 outs.
The designated player, number 58, Kaya Keller.
DP steps in, Kaya Keller. Coach Rittman has his lineup card out. Keller, who was the starting DP, gave way to Moore, and now Keller re-entering. Well, Edmonton and Tennessee made the decision to walk Lombardo, especially after they threw the first pitch to her and saw she was not bunting, didn't swing, and they just put her on. And to this point, that strategy has worked for Tennessee. Will they be able to complete that and send this to the ninth? Shannon's the potential winning run at second. Lombardo at first. 0-1. I didn't miss by much. After that, and fouls it back. Both these fan bases on edge right here. Clemson trying to win it. Tennessee trying to send it to the ninth. The 1-2. And we're going to the ninth. Strike 3 call on Keller. What a performance by Aaron Edmondson, going to the ninth, tied at 3 in Clearwater.
Do not want to get burned more than one time by the best player on the team. Kiki Malloy is the best hitter on the team by far. That's why she's in that leadoff spot, has a lot of pop, a lot of power. And I also think that we need to bring that bunt back and move that base runner 60 feet and kind of get that sac fly available.
Riley West is the runner that's put at second base to begin the inning as we are in extra innings. And hey, guess what? Carson squared and somebody actually attempted to bunt here in extra innings.
Almost looked like she hadn't bunted in years. There's just like a different element to the bunt in like this type of a situation because there's more pressure on it.
She missed it, 2 strikes.
And it's a game of execution, right? Like, and that's why the bunt is so important, because when you get to these moments where you need to be able to advance that runner, that can be the difference between a win and a loss. Right now, seems to find a way to move that runner 60 feet.
Pitch from Valerie Cagle. Carson strikes out. 1 out. Here comes Malloy. First base is open, and if this is anything but an intentional walk, I will be stumped.
Number 9, Kiki Malloy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh,
I'm telling you.
That might have been about 4 inches outside.
Sometimes pitchers have a heck of a time trying to intentionally walk someone.
So Clemson and Cagle in the process of walking Malloy intentionally. Now they put the bat in the hands of Boutte.
See her dad, Lawyer Malloy.
I know what Dad's thinking right now. When any parent would be like, "Come on, you got to pitch to my girl," but you know,
there's
no way.
No
It's just
way.
no way. But that's how parents think. Outside corner strike. Base hit for Boutte came in the 5th, a single to center. Valerie Cagle with the 0-1. "135 pitches thrown by Cagle." Both starting pitchers still in the game here in the 9th. Giving this game an old school feel. 1-2 the count.
I definitely have those moments of like, oh, I miss that and what it's like to be in those moments. And then you remember waking up the next day of like, wow, I threw like 100+ pitches. My body feels it.
Off the plate away. So it's 2-2. Looking ahead to the Clemson bottom of the 9th. It's the 8, 9, and 1 part of the order. Tennessee 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position.
That's a good foul off by Boutte with that changeup. I'd like to see Valerie Cagle kind of go with that down and away, try to pepper the bottom half of the zone. I know we've seen her touch 70 down.
Came in on her. That was filthy.
Jeez.
Strikeout, 2 away.
You just ain't touching that. So good. Perfect downward spin. I mean, by you.
2 on, 2 outs. Amanda Ayala. And a ball from the other field came over. We've done a bunch of games here. That's the first time that's happened. It took our 6th game that you and I have been working together on this field for that one to fly over from field 8. All right, here's a pitch to Ayala, and that's rolled up there. Slipped out. Hyatt, though, able to scoop it like a ground ball and keep everybody at bay. Big matchup here between the ACC and the SEC. Clemson and Tennessee. And Cagle even 100, almost 140 pitches. And actually 141, still painting that outside corner.
69 miles an hour on the outer half. Hyatt wanted that one for a pitcher. It was close.
She's been kind of jumping up when the strikes are called by the plate umpire, Tanya Cash, and she jumped that time anticipating the strike, all that she didn't get. Back towards the circle. Cagle has it. Tennessee does not score in the top of the ninth. Moore's going to be the runner at second to start this bottom of the ninth.
Valerie Cagle looks beat in the best way possible. Just pitching her heart out there. And for as long as Coach Rittman was in the U.S. Olympic program and doing all that, we got to drop the bunt. We got to advance the runner. Like, that needs to be what's done in this moment. I mean, if you want to rely on the hit, that's awesome. But this type of a situation is something that I automatically go to further on in the season and think like, wow, what if we get to a pressure-filled moment where we need to advance that runner? We have to be able to drop the bunt when there's pressure on. And the bunt can be the difference between winning and losing a game. Can you execute the basics of softball? We learned to bunt at what, 8, 9?
Or earlier sometimes, depending on when you start playing the game.
My daughter hasn't learned to bunt yet, and she's 8, but...
And caught! Well, Leach gets back right to the screen to make the catch, executing the bunt. An issue here in extra innings.
Catcher number 23,
Well, the ball's up in the air, right? Like, that's a pitch. We shouldn't be bunting that. We want to see that ball a little bit more down in the zone, because if we're barreling something that's moving up, we're giving it that upward trajectory to pop it.
There's JoJo Hyatt. So the whole point of the extra inning rule, you place a runner at second to start the inning. You know, a lot of that is if you can get the runner to third with one out, it completely changes the strategy. Neither team's been able to get to that point yet in extra innings.
And this is what they're going to be practicing next week in practice. Because it does. It just opens up the fact that you can just get a nice little sac fly and you're going to be able to score that run easily. But if you can't advance them, then you're always trying to just get that base hit, and it can happen, but
good foul pass first down the right field side. The issue, though, for both teams, even if they get the runner in scoring position, is getting home. Two teams are combined 2 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Tennessee 1 for 14, Clemson 1 for 11. Which, at least in this sample size, says that both starting pitchers have been great in that situation tonight.
we've seen them really buckle down when there's been chaos around them, and that's what solid pitchers do in the moment, right? When the pressure gets big, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and that's when you want your pitchers to be able to step up for you, and both these pitchers have done such a good job of that as the game has progressed.
Outside to Hyatt. The 141st pitch from Aaron Edmondson. Another good block by Leach. Full count. 1 out. Winning run at second for Clemson. Big pitch, just misses the outside corner. Ball 4. And it's 2 on for the top of the order now. And you see the look on the face of head coach Karen Weekly.
When Edmondson's been able to just kind of pump this outside corner, I like it. I want that as a pitcher, I do. I think if anything, a little elevated, but
Top of the order, Sam Russ. Doubled in the first inning, but took a wide turn at second, was thrown out trying to get back. Blistered one just foul down the line in the 7th inning. It's a hack and a high one and misses. Moore's the runner at second. Hyatt at first. The game's at the plate with Sam Russ. 1 for 4 tonight. A couple of strikeouts against Edmondson. Pulls it foul down the right field side. He's been flirting with that line in the last few at bats. Hasn't been able to keep it fair. He's going to blink first. Twisting, foul territory, but staying in play for Pooney. Two outs for Mackenzie Clark. For 4-9 for Clark with a triple to right. And the 5th fouled back, 0-1. If we get to the 10th, 4, 5, and 6, middle of the order due for Tennessee. That's towards short. Throws to second. It's off the glove. Runner started to come home. The throw comes to the plate. That skips by. We're going to have a play at the plate for the game, and Clemson wins. Moore scores the winning run. And Clemson wins it in extra innings. 4-3 and 9.
We got to shore up and have a little bit better defense in this moment, right? Like Boudet, you got to make this catch. And then Edmondson, there's no one backing up. We need a better throw home. These are just little defensive things that cannot happen this late in the game. That slight hesitation by Davis, not knowing where to go. God, that one stings. You feel it if you're Tennessee. And when you're Clemson, you're just like, yeah, all right, let's get it. But, man, kudos to both these teams. These pitchers were phenomenal today. They pitched their absolute hearts out. They left it on the field. It stings. But this is where we learn. This is where we grow. And these are things that we feel in the game that we're going to be able to work on as the season goes on.
2 errors on that last play. And really, Edmondson probably didn't need to throw that ball home, but was concerned that the game was about to end, and as it turns out, it does. What a game. Clemson 4, Tennessee 3 in 9 innings. For Danielle Laurie and her entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. Good night from Clearwater, Florida.